Nah, I mean we can all eat, but I'm very petty to the. All right, so this is where the pod is gonna start, and with it starting there, Mike asked me, "Am I ready to engage in pod wars?" I said, "Absolutely." He said he doesn't believe in that because he believes he wants to be kumbaya.
Well, no. I'm not kumbaya. I like everybody to disagree. Like I don't. Like we can't be in a place where it's just like one voice. You know,
okay.
Like, so that's why I'm never gonna do the pod wars. Like even if another pod hates me or my content, like yo, I need your voice, even if I disagree.
You know, pod wars is interesting to me because
they kicking off though.
They are, and shout out to Joe Budden because that's his fault. Like let's just keep it real. But you know, the funny part about Joe Budden is he had pod wars, but he's always stood on, yo, I'm not friends with certain people. So certain wars that he have with people, you gotta understand that those are real. But like. He always talks about it. He was like, yo, me and Nori don't see eye to eye on stuff, but I love to see Nori win. Yeah. Like he says that when Nori got a smoker coming out, Nori will text him love and light. And he's like, that lets him know that Nori's about to drop an interview that's about to take over. Gotcha. Right? And he's, you know, but also Joe speaks from a place of being in the number one seat, right?
Yeah, he's been in the number one seat, you know, for a long time. And he's came a long way.
Yeah, y'all was kicking his back in when his career was, you know, nothing but peels and bitching.
Rap career, and then like, but even with the pod, like I mean, they came from the sofa. Like I follow Joe Budden pod for the business side of it more than I do for the content. But I mean, like he's came a long way, man. Like,
absolutely,
he's the pod father now in the black space.
Absolutely, but. It's some other pods that don't rock with each other, which I love. Like we saw when the Pivot, who was they beefing with? They was beefing with themselves.
Yeah, beefing with themselves. Well, I mean, you know, two of the guys from the Pivot left I Am Athlete, which is Brandon Marshall's pod. Yeah. I didn't know that. I knew that. I was like, damn, like, could have sworn Channing was on a different pod. Yeah. And then when I finally looked it up, it was like him and Fred Taylor left I Am Athlete. And the Pivot is a bigger pod now.
Look.
How would you feel if I left the pod and
like your brother did? Pod? Oh. You mean the second pastor Mike will leave?
Yeah, we leave. We leave the I Am Athlete and then go to the Pivot, man.
How would I feel if you was bigger or like let's say the same or less?
The same or less.
I'm kicking your back in every week I can, every opportunity. I throw shots on this pod to other pods and old co-hosts, and I only have 2 old co-hosts.
And I'm not going nowhere though.
You not. Well, I ain't, and I'm not going nowhere. You know, but
you do too much work, man.
Look,
it is good at this shit, man.
Look, for the last hour, I have been in here adjusting lights. I still don't like the way it looks. I think I wore the wrong outfit today because it playing off the lights, which I'm gonna figure all that out. And but you know what? I do look at it like this. Like I have a very good memory at when me and you was going up a flight of stairs. And us trying to get on pods, us trying to figure out stuff, us hoping that somebody would throw us a bone or be like, yo, let's invite y'all on. And I remember it was at opportunities where it was like people were silent. They wasn't following. And I've been here when we've gotten DMs from people like, yo, we want you on now. And it's like, cool. So when we get to where I plan for us to go, and I'm talking like, you can't even tell these people because they'll go out here and lie and create it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, your plan is like, bro, where we going?
Where we going? Once we get there, I'm going to charge all of y'all to come sit down with us. Like, I want y'all to know that now. Please tell your publicist it costs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Hit Gab up because I like being a pod where we're not guest dependent. I don't want to be guest.
And I never want to be guest dependent either.
Yeah, I like coming in, politicking, you know, with my partner here, my boy, and then just, you know, like, hey, let's move on to the next stuff because y'all don't know how to disagree. And that gets on my nerves. Like it gets like I hate pods where it's like everybody on there kumbaya or agreeing. And then I hate when, you know, it's like it's animus as well. Like, damn man, can nobody just have a conversation where it's just like, yo, this is my point of view, this is my point of view. And it's like, all right, let's move on to the next topic.
We forgot to play it last week about the guy who's like, he's always positive, always positive.
Oh,
and you know,
we did.
One thing I do love, they gave us toxic masculinity. But you know, that's whatever. Yeah. Like that's whatever. I'm not going to go there. But I do love that they gave us like toxic positivity because those people, you know, the community did create that. Like the internet did create like, yo, some of y'all just fake positive and you so positive that it's just like, yo, it's fake. We know it's fake.
You know it's fake, and you know it's disingenuous, and it's like, yo, I don't trust it.
Yeah, facts. And I don't trust half of y'all. But you know what? To those pods that I do love, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I want y'all to know that. To the pods I hate, y'all know what y'all can do, man. All right, let's get this shit started.
I believe in women withholding sex in relationships because men know that they're not going to get sex just off of any little thing.
Facts.
Off of one date, you're not getting sex at the end.
It's always gonna be somebody out there that's gonna give you the pussy for free.
And that's what it is.
Also
Like,
fact.
I
there's
definitely
always
believe
that
in raising the standard.
If the majority of women raise the standard,
okay,
and there's a couple outliers, okay, there's always going to be that. You know, if
That's
the
true.
dating pool is that women are not giving you sex until you 100% are in this relationship, let's say a few months down the road, I don't fucking know. But
she don't
if
know.
that's the norm, if something like that becomes the norm again, that's what's going to raise the dating pool. I believe in
never been a norm.
I'm gonna let you handle this because this is right up your alley.
It really is because like it's funny. I always laugh when sex is presented as if it's a reward.
Facts.
Like, here, doggy, doggy, doggy. It's like, bruh, like, get the hell out of here trying to convince me that this is a reward. It is not a reward.
Facts.
When anytime I hear a woman say this, I know that she is so immature, right?
Facts.
Because you're basically saying that I am willing to barter sex for your behavior. And that is disgusting.
In the comments, she wrote, because I went through the comments, because at first I laughed. Let me tell you why I laughed. Y'all know.
It's hilarious.
It is. And can I be superficial for 1 second? Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
You sure?
Go ahead.
I done told y'all women about getting on these podcasts, spewing that bullshit with no makeup on and your hair fucked up. All right? I'm going to let that rock.
She glams up.
No, her co-host. She set her co-host up because she let her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got you.
It's never the woman who's like, when women want to look a mess and say some bullshit, it's always just them. But when they think I'm the smartest chick in the room, I'm saying some deep shit, it's always the girl on the opposite end who look a hot ass mess and you selling them a false dream.
Yeah.
But
that's pod.
It is. And it's pod marketing. That's why I love this space because it's so many games that nobody knows who's playing. But it was funny because the sister who does have a makeup, somebody commented and said, hey, I completely disagree. This is literally manipulation. Her response, oh, LOL, because men never manipulate us. So you let us know that you playing games.
She's playing games. It's immaturity, and it's one of the clearest signs. Like I always tell y'all boys, man, like don't ever play that game of pussy for play or this idea of like, oh, if you act this way, you're gonna get like, bruh. Man, look, women are just as horny as men. So anytime they play this game of like, oh, I'm not having sex, I'd be like, bullshit, you're a liar. Yeah. You're a liar. It's like an auto, like, I'm not gonna believe you. I can't trust nothing you say. You're very, very immature. And she went on there and said that shit with her back, bro.
Bruh. And I love that part.
She said it with her back.
And it gets me to this point of why can't people, and let me play it. I ain't gonna say let me play that game. Let me play this game. Why can't women have sex when they want to? Who do you as a woman think you are telling other women that, hey, you shouldn't have sex until he cooperates 100% the way he's 100% in? Oh, by the way, I don't know what that looks like. And it's going to be different for everybody. But why can't it be like...
What's funnier is they do have sex whenever they want to.
I know, but she's telling them not to.
Yeah, like since Tinder has came aboard and the women have used it, like women are far exceeding casual sex when it, in comparison to men. The numbers showed us, right? There's more male virgins between the ages of 18 to 29 or however, whatever ages they do it, up to the age of 29 than there are women. Like women during that time frame have more partners than men. So it's like this idea that women, women do need to realize that when they say this, that the mature man hears this and know that they're lying. So if you're a woman and you're listening to the pod right now, don't say that, right? Even if it's a lie, just don't say it because men don't believe you when you say it because we know better.
Facts.
Especially men that listen to this pod, which is the top third of men. Those men have access to women. They have access to more than one woman. Typically, they're talking to more than one woman at the same time until they get married.
Oh, we're telling the truth today.
Yeah, we're telling the truth today. So it's like they understand, the dynamics of male female relationship. So when you come with some BS, right? Which, like, remember Steve Harvey book, right? Like, women make men wait 90 days. And all dudes was like, bruh, that's literally not what they do. Like, if a woman is interested, bruh, she's interested day one.
Facts.
She's not interested day two. She's not more interested on day 91 than when she was on day 3.
You know,
it ain't the truth.
One of my homeboys, shout out to Amir. He's the LGBTQ plus liaison of the pod. He's one of 3. But you know what was funny? I remember when we was young, me and him was talking about something. He was like, yeah, you know, women know when they gonna sleep with you. And it's usually like, they know automatically, like, oh, I'm gonna fuck him, or I want to. And I was like, nah. And I remember I was talking to a girl at work who happens to be my wife now. And she was like, no, we know. I don't know. She was like, I don't know what lies y'all think going on. And it's like,
I don't know where men get these lies from. Like, bro, I don't know.
Mom.
I have
you said we tell them the truth,
because I've never heard any like these ideals. Like, I've always had older men to school me on, you know, the game and the ideals and like, yo, how you make yourself attractive as a man, right? Like, you know, all men have to compete. So I don't like, I do believe that there's a set of guys out here that don't believe, you know, that they can get laid. Like the incels exist, right? Yeah. But and I think they hear these types of pods where it's like, oh, well, she's making me wait, and they think that's some honorable thing, man. Like, look, if you're gonna be chased, right? Much respect to anybody that's gonna save themselves.
You are the prize.
Wait to get married, like all that stuff. That's good, right? But for the majority of us sinners out here,
whoa,
it's going down.
Facts.
And part of that going down is kind of understanding. It's like, yo, if you part of not being hurt is having the correct expectations. So when you going into these relationships, man, like, yo, if she says stuff like, hey, you know, I'm not gonna give it to you till you act right, bro. That shit's never gonna change.
Oh my gosh,
right?
I wish.
Every time she gets in a bad mood, every time you make a mistake or a misstep, or she thinks you making a mistake, because it's all based upon how she feels. Like, bro, that box is getting locked up, and that is not a place for any man that is a upperly mobile man to ever be in, ever.
Facts. I want to welcome everybody to episode, I think it's 125. 125. Technically, it's 125 on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you get your podcast from. It's going to show up as episode 102. So we figured out. We've deleted 100 and you deleted 24, something like that, or whatever it is. Yeah. So it sound about right.
Yeah. 20 something.
I want to welcome y'all. I want to take this time to congratulate my co-hosts for all the hard work that we've done, which is going to mean nothing in the next 2 years because it's going to seem so minute. But for the last 2 years, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, since Ro's been born.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
We use him as the marker.
Yeah, he's the marker.
Since Ro's been,
we came in like a few months. He was like 3 months old. We got back on.
We've been working on YouTube, on Spotify, just trying to work, getting monetized, trying to get our listenerships up. In the last week, we have doubled listenership. In the last week, which I text Mike maybe last week. I said, yo, by the end of maybe February, Mike said, no, bro, it'll take us to the end of January. And God said, how about the end of this week?
I know, right?
And we was monetized on YouTube. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to our listeners.
Definitely. Big ups to y'all.
Let me give these niggas some hand claps.
And yeah, you guys about to see us a lot more active on YouTube. Gavin keeps telling me to get started. So I'm gonna do it. Progress
over perfection, man. That is the motto. But I do want to welcome everybody in. I do want to let everybody know. I think it's 15. My wife might have like clicked off, or she might have automatically downloaded. I am a married single dad this week. For those who do not know, my wife got a new job, so no more free concerts for me, buddy, which sucks. But I get something else that's free, which goes a long way in the concerts. But she got a new job, and my wife was put up in a hotel for a week, 30 minutes across town. And because it's one of the 2 luxury hotels in the state, I mean in our city, she said, motherfucker, I'm going. And I respect it. But for the next 4 days, I am a married single dad. I burnt the salmon last night.
Come on, man.
He was doing too much, man.
All right, I'm gonna give you a quick dad tip right here. Set the timer when you cook. Everything that you cook, set a timer. Every single thing. I don't care if it's 5 minutes. I don't care if it's 3 minutes. Set the timer.
And you know what's funny is Brittany was on the phone with me.
Yeah.
And she was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I think I burnt the salmon. She said, what is wrong with you? She said, do you know how easy that is? I'm like, yeah, I dressed it up. I put the sauce on it, seasoned it. I was ready.
Dad tip of the week.
That shit was dry as hell when it came out. Ro ate it though.
Set the timer.
But I had to mix his salmon in with his mac and cheese.
Yeah.
So he ate it all. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he gonna be a pasta baby. Pasta, rice, and beans baby. But yeah, I'm a married single dad. Now, we laughed at that. It pissed us off when the lady said it online. You know, personally for me, but look, this ain't a...
You know, but see, the thing is, right, when we say it, we laugh because we know that basically that's not true, right?
Facts.
So when they say it, guess what we know is basically not true.
Yeah. And
Like you're getting help. Like if you... I'm not even gonna drop that study because I don't know the real number, but the majority of people that have kids are getting help. Like there's barely anybody that's doing it alone.
Yeah.
Like even if it's like government assistance or parental assistance or support alimony, there's literally nobody that's doing it on their own. The problem is we don't know how to communicate and get along with one another.
And I don't want to church us out too early because we're gonna read the church announcements in the middle of the pod. But you know, one of my favorite lines from church is, God will show you somebody else's cross that you don't want to carry.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I honestly, if we actually looked at other people's problems, bro,
Bruh.
I don't think any of us would want anybody else's problem. Like, if you looked at somebody, like even y'all out here that has had trauma, right? If somebody else came to you that actually had trauma and they told you their trauma and you had yours, I promise you wouldn't be like, oh, give me yours.
Give me yours.
Like, no, like everybody's having to deal with something, man. We are terrible communicators. We're very, very immature.
Which is funny because
not
Jeanie
serious
Mae
people.
said that she can't read.
She definitely said she can't read. Did not know. I don't know how she has a whole show and she can't read. Divorce brings out the worst in people, bro. Like, don't get divorced, man. Like, see, like my sincerest hope for you is that you never have to experience a divorce, bro.
Like
that is like, because it brings out the worst. How you sign off on a prenup?
She said she was rushed and she didn't read it.
How you first off, you send it to your attorney. You're not supposed to read it. It's come from another attorney. It's supposed to go to your attorney. Like, yo, it's like you're Jeanie Mae is really unserious right now. And I thought she was solid. Like stuff like that lets me know why Jeezy is asking for a divorce.
Besides her moving her family into their house.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know, my dad asked me like, would I ever let like my mother-in-law move in? And I was like, yeah. I said I probably wouldn't be at the house as much because I need my own space.
Yeah.
I said, but yeah, I don't have an issue with my mother-in-law.
It has to be a huge place.
Yeah.
Like a small place, there could be no extra people in this house.
Nah.
Everybody in here, I got to be related to or sleeping with.
And how I'm gonna get some ass?
But if it's a huge place, you know, like I can see it because I mean, you do want, like, I ain't gonna lie, man, like having kids, like you do want your in-laws close. Like my sister, I think moving up here next summer,
and she gonna move closer to me than Mike.
Yeah, and it's
so
like
shout out to me.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, but I'm gonna enjoy seeing my nephew, right? I'm gonna enjoy, you know, having her here. So if I need help, I could be like, shit, oh, your aunt's right here. Yeah. So it's like I get that part of it, and maybe like that's what's missing in the community. Like we don't live in like communities anymore, right? Everybody is 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 3 hours away. But yeah, don't under the same roof. No, that's gonna have to be a huge house.
Plus, I don't believe in having sex with other people in the house.
What?
Yeah, man, I'm not having
sex.
sex.
You ain't get the quickie, a quiet quickie, man.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I pull that off, but it got to be real. Like I'm 90 seconds in there and out.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying. In the confined space, if you get it in, it's like, yo, I'm not really enjoying myself.
Yeah, and this is going too fast.
Yeah.
I'm only giving you 7 minutes anyway. Like, why are we knocking it
7
down?
7 minutes is a solid amount of time, man.
It is.
Go plank for 7 minutes right now and see if you make it.
The funny part about this whole Jeezy situation is, first of all, they both admitted. Well, they didn't admit. I just feel comfortable in saying they didn't know each other, and because they met literally and was married less than 2 years later.
Yeah, but see, I'm not mad at that because like, how long when you're in your late 30s and early 40s, like how long are you going to take to get to know somebody?
Well, it took them.
I think your values got to align, and I think that's the hard conversation.
That's the hard.
You know, it's like, yo, do our values align? And especially, I think like religion is a big part of that. You know, even if you're like a non-practicing whatever you are, non-practicing Muslim, non-practicing Christian, non-practicing Catholic, non-practicing Buddha, if the other person is something complete opposite, you still have been raised in that manner. Yeah. And I think that values conversation is hard to have because, you know, you don't want to lose the other person. Like Jeanie Mae is a really attractive woman. You think Jeezy looked over there and was just like, yo, I'm willing to lose you? Yeah,
nah. It is a tough situation. Sis, you should get you somebody to read for you 24/7.
Yeah, that's bullshit though. Like I said, that's the part about divorce I hate is when people be doing dumb shit like that.
I don't know who's doing a better job, her or Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, you know, he's high when he's keeping the kids. I was rushed signing the goddamn prenup. Like, come on, man. Like, these are not real issues, man. Like, don't throw your other person up under the bus. Like, just divorce. Everybody keeps what they came with.
Let's keep it moving.
Hey, let's split costs on whatever the kids need and keep it moving.
Dad question. This part of the podcast could be sponsored by your brand, whatever your brand is. It could be sponsored right now. Ask a dad, man. Do you still have access to the last name after we split? We're going to Torrey Hart. Yeah. Kevin Hart's ex-wife, who's also a comedian, who was with him on his come up, who has been noted as helping him write jokes, who has been noted as helping him start off his career.
They didn't have any kids though, did they?
Yeah, they got kids.
They got kids? Mm-hmm. Oh, then yeah, she could definitely keep the last name.
Yeah. They got kids.
Yeah. Like if here's the thing, if you don't have kids together and it's a prominent last name, I mean, bro, I got better things to worry about than my ex-wife keeping my last name. My ex-wife did not. She went back to her maiden name. But you know, if she just had decided to keep it, I would understand it because your child has your last name. If you're married, if you're out of wedlock, then I don't know what you're doing. But if you're married though, your kid has the last name. I can see a mom saying, you know what, I want to keep the same last name. You know,
the kids,
on sake of the kids. You got to pick kids up. You got doctor's appointments if there's ever an emergency. Like all that makes sense. So I'm not mad at her keeping his last name.
Yeah. Remember the whole when his son got in trouble in school it's like one of his funniest jokes. And he was like, my son told the teacher she ain't got no nipples or whatever. It was like that they have a daughter and a son.
I don't really find Kevin Hart funny.
Me either.
So a funny Kevin Hart joke to remember is going to be very, very hard.
Well, it's only 2. So that's
not even a shooting shot.
That's not.
And you know, I was listening to Kountry Wayne and he said something and I had to agree with him and I would have disagreed without hearing him say this. He said that comedy is so vast that everybody finds something in comedy. So even if you don't find it funny, if somebody finds it funny, it's still comedy. Yep. And I was like, that was very, very mature because there's a lot of individuals who I don't find funny. And I'm like, yo, that's not comedy, but he's right. It's still comedy.
I watched that interview and
I'm not finished with it. It's really, really good.
Yeah. He was using that to talk about Faison.
Yeah, nobody likes Faison.
Nobody likes Faison love, and I felt.
Hey, Faison, come on the pod, man. Let's help us run our numbers up, man.
I think Faison is funny personally, but you know, I've never went to go see a Kevin Hart stand up in person. Yeah. I mean, well, scratch that, person or in the theaters. I've only seen the special once it came out, and I don't find him funny. However, my favorite Kevin Hart jokes is probably from 40-year-old version when he's in the store for all of 30 seconds in that movie, and that's it. Like I don't watch nothing else. But Soul Plane is a top 10 movie of mine. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I have never watched Soul Plane.
Oh, it's amazing. But that's when I fell in love with Sofia Vargas.
Yeah, she's
fine. She ain't aged since that movie.
She's still fine.
She is. But you know, how do you feel about her saying that she's keeping the last name because it's based off her brand? Because let's be honest, there's women, whether it's Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, where's Larsa Pippen, they keep them last names because, it come with clout. Yeah. My brand is, when I go, Babyface ex-wife. Yeah. She got all the way engaged and she was like, I'm not changing my name, but if my last name is Edmonds, it's going to open up a door that.
Well, I mean, okay.
Gavin ain't gonna open.
So that becomes a brand, right? I mean, but we used to see this with doctors a lot, right? Like that women that become doctors before they get married, and they still go by their brand name, right? Even though they're married. So I'm not mad at it, man. Like, if you do have a prominent name and you marry a woman, you do have to understand that's part of it. That comes with it. Like, if I married a Rockefeller, hell, I'm marrying her, and I might throw that thing in my name.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I wish Beyonce would. She's married, but I couldn't think of nobody.
I mean, if I married a Getty, you think I'm not about to? I might be like, yeah, I know we get married. I want you to take my last name, but I might throw your last name in my last name.
You tell me what you want, because I'm not going back to work.
Yeah, so I was like, I get it. Like the name is part of it. It's part of it, man. I'm not mad at her for that.
And look, once you get, I'm like this, and I haven't thought this all the way through, so don't kill me in the comments. Once you give her that name, it ain't yours no more, bro. Once y'all split, it's really up to her. You can't force her to go to the place, change her information, and go back. And you should never worry about that either.
I would maybe feel a way if I had a very prominent name and we didn't have kids. But if we have kids, I'm be honest, I don't feel a way at all. If we don't have kids, maybe. But if I have kids with her, I don't care. It's my kid's last name. So it's like, it makes everything easy for a mom. We really got to get to a point, man, when we have children with women women didn't do this too, but let's not worry about them for a sec. Okay. As men, we really got to make it easy for the women that we've had children with, right? Like our job is to make it easy for them. Even if they're making our lives hell, man. We have to be the bigger person. Now, I'm not saying don't fight back. I'm not saying don't go to court, don't press charges, whatever it is that you have to do. But what I am saying is you do have to not hold a grudge. Nobody else is going to do that except for men. That is your power and capacity as a man.
Facts. What's this? You got a request from the ladies about back rubs?
Oh, yeah. The ladies has made a request, fellas. When they ask for a back rub, that does not mean that they would like to have sex.
Yeah.
All right. So the women have made an official request. One woman sent it to me. I sent it out to several women just to verify. The women said if they ask for a back rub, that they just want a back rub for the night. And here's the caveat, because I was like, yeah, bullshit too, right? Mm-hmm. She was like, if I ask you to crack my back and to fix my back because my back is hurting, and then you come in there when you get finished and fuck my back right back up, what was the point? And I was like, you know what? That's actually valid.
Ladies, camera on me. If you want a professional, protect your neck chiropractor, go see him.
Oh, man.
Don't come to me, the photographer whose back is jacked up as well, asking me to crack your back and think, I'm married. And so my wife tells me this every time. Like, what you doing?
You gotta rub. Look, man, rub the back and just one night, just go to sleep. Just rub the back, catch at the top of them glutes, squeeze the glutes, and she gonna get apprehensive like, this motherfucker about to go get some ass. Look, and then finish rubbing her back, fellas, and then just give it a night off.
No, because what's happening is these young girls, they putting on these thongs in no shirt, and then they tooting their ass up on you afterwards, and then be like, why you touching me?
Hey, well, yeah, I mean, if you make her wait, you can always grab that thing in the morning, man. It's gonna be, gonna be baked in.
Oh my gosh,
it's gonna be baked in, man. Grab it in the morning.
Man, bump that. Hold on, let me. I saw that earlier, and I was like, this is hilarious. Hold on.
Hey, PSA for the ladies.
I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these dumbasses here every day. Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired.
I love he called names.
Facts.
And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black ass out of here one way or another.
He was upset.
I'm going to get something to stick.
He said,
I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people. And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side.
This man will never work again.
Hey, man. I don't know if he got a line or not. I don't know if he did. Look, here's the thing. He was pretty equal in all his hate. He was pretty equal in all his hate. And, I'm not sure that all the teachers are black. I think he's frustrated with everybody.
Yeah, but first of all, clearly he didn't record himself doing this.
No, he did not record himself. I want the whole thing. Like, obviously he was going off enough for somebody to be like, let me record
this. And they clipped it. So it got straight to the point.
Yeah.
I'm here to say the school system is jacked up. I think I reported this last week, or I might have told you this when we went out this week, during the week. Shout out to Laws. Y'all don't see him no more in the studio because he's a teacher now. He teaches English. Yeah. And Laws was talking to me. He's like, bro, we don't get a kid's homework. He's like, if they not doing their schoolwork at school, why the hell would we send them home with it where they're gonna lose it? He's
they need to revamp. But
there
after COVID,
you know them teachers kicked your back in.
I
last
know
time
they do need to revamp that. I mean, first off, they don't set the curriculum. It comes from the Department of Education.
Facts.
Department of Education needs to revamp everything. Like the idea of sending these kids back to school after a year and a half of being out in COVID
and just moving them up
was stupid.
Dumb.
Like that was stupid. So it's like, yo, that's problem number one. Two, all right, is this guy, does he have a little bit of racism in it? Yes, probably so, right?
A lot.
But what part of America doesn't at this point?
You think blacks is racist?
I don't know. We don't have the power to be racist.
Right.
But we have our opinions about other races.
Oh, facts.
Yeah. So it's like, but we don't have the power to implement that.
Well, never
the
mind.
racism becomes because they actually have the power to implement. Here's the thing, right? We can sit here and listen to this man and say he's the worst person in the world, right? But do we think that we're going to put in another person that looks just like him in that role and they're going to feel differently? Because if that answer is yes, then okay, he's the bigot. But if that answer is like no, the next person is probably going to also think the way he thinks, then the problem is not him, the individual. Him, the individual, was caught. The problem is what's going on that's creating these circumstances. Yeah. And we never talk about that, right? Like we will dox somebody, we will, suppress whatever they say and then get them out, and then they insert the same goddamn person back in the goddamn role, man. It's a worthless fucking exercise. Like I can't get frustrated at it. I like the fact that he called names. He did not insinuate, so I like that. Yeah,
Mike doesn't like when y'all don't put names on the bullets. He wants it all. How you feel about CMS giving all teachers bonuses and asking the new teachers to return them?
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I am for teachers getting paid, man. I am, because if teachers got paid, we'd have teachers. We'd have much better teachers. Like for real. Like I am 100% for teachers making $75,000 to $150,000 a year. Facts. And I am not shitting you on that. Like the reason why intelligence agencies hire the best people is because they say, whoa, don't work for the government. We're gonna make you a government contractor so we can pay you above market rates. We need to pay teachers more money, man. Like for the love of God, like we need to pay teachers more money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is not pandering, by the way, because I don't pander to anybody except for black men.
And we have kids in the education system, and we need them to be smart. Because right now they don't know nothing.
Yeah, get them teachers. And how much was the bonus? Because the education is cheap. How much was it?
I'm trying to get Jamar to tell us.
How much was it? 500, 1,500?
Man,
500 at the beginning of the year. Another 500 at the end of the year. Like, yo, give them teachers their money, man. Come on.
That's what's up with your girl Nikki Haley, man? She ain't gonna drop out the race. I know it ain't on the board. I just want to ask.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, she probably will, man. Nikki's learned a very important lesson about America.
Ooh.
Very, very important lesson about America.
Well, she learned. Okay, so Chris Christie learned a lesson.
Yep.
That America don't like fat people.
Yep.
No matter how good you talk.
Yep.
Because he was out there putting names on bullets and shooting.
Yeah.
And they was like, America don't like fat people, ugly people, or people of color.
Yeah, well, I mean, not just so much people of color, but people that they consider non-native.
Oh, facts.
Because remember, like this was the whole thing behind Barack Obama being a Kenyan. The reason why Barack Obama was able to fly through the fact, besides the fact that his dad was Kenyan and his mom was white, so he's technically not African American. The reason why he was able to fly through is because he looked like an African American.
Yeah, well, I mean, he African. He was born in America.
That's not how it works.
Come on, man. Look, man.
That's not how it works.
That's how it works.
That's not how it works.
It's my favorite segment of the day. Sorry, y'all know what time it is, man. This is one of my favorite segments of this show. The church announcements. Hold on. So if you do not know, what we're going to start doing is every time I feel like it and y'all do something crazy, the internet, the pastor will have to come to the front. I have to read the announcements and we need a response from him. With that, Mike doesn't know what the hell I'm about to read off.
I really don't.
Let me turn off church music. Y'all know I get distracted real early. Colorado pastor accused of pocketing $1.3 million in crypto. He fixed up his house because the Lord told him to.
I mean, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
That's all you got.
That's bullshit. I mean, you know how I feel anytime somebody says that, like, God told them. I'd be like, get out of here.
Like,
because God never tells y'all. He never tells y'all to go and give away all your money to the poor, right? He never tells you that. That's only one of his biggest stories from the Bible. But if it's some BS, y'all like, oh, God told me.
Eli Regal, he got a. He looked white, so I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. His wife marketed their cryptocurrency INDX coin.
To the church?
To the church.
Hey, man.
They got.
I would never do this to my congregation. I'm gonna let y'all know that.
He got 3.2. He kept 1.3, and he used the other 500 grand to give to the IRS. Well, still some money missing.
Yeah, it's a good bit of money missing.
Hold up.
He got that Maybach for sure.
Yeah, man, but he said he had to, only a few hundred thousands. He said only a few 100,000 went to fix up my home because the Lord told me to. So they trying to find the rest of the money.
Oh man, that money overseas somewhere.
It's gone. Dang. He already been in jail before because he was 22.
Oh, he's a pastor. It's like half of pastors right there. Half of pastors are either the weirdos who never got girls growing up, or they're crooks,
Facts.
scammers.
You know, one of my
half are that. The other half are legit.
You got to give me one little second, because I got something I need to play for you. Because you know, one of my favorite things is we're getting to this point of, I believe, Skits is ruining our community.
Yeah, the skits are becoming a little annoying. The skits are becoming a little annoying. They're getting up there with AI right now.
Facts. Listen to this bullshit. Hold on.
Evaluation for women before they actually get this stuff done. Because if not, what you go in to just kind of like maybe feel like yourself again, you come out looking like a monster. How much lip injection is enough? How many breast augmentations do you need? Right? You got a butt lift, now you need another butt lift. And before you know it, it's like you in a waist trainer all day, every day. You know, you got to do whatever little cleanse every single day. It's like, and are you more than just your body? Do you ever want to be more than just your body?
No.
Do you believe in aging gracefully? This is one thing Cindy Crawford said.
Just wait till
I'm not supposed to look young and pretty forever.
Wow.
I'm aging. And she's like, I'm embracing my wrinkles, like, because I'm aging. Beauty is supposed to fade. All these, you still trying to be a sexy grandmama? How much of this is pressure by men? These women have to compete with their daughters' friends.
Oh, I cannot with you, internet.
This is the brokenness of the man.
With the pandering. Like, how did you even make that leap? I was like, I'm listening to this shit. I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, okay, Gavin got our favorite stupid internet pastor up here, our Instagram pastor. And you like, wait for it. And sure enough, he drops this shit at how much it is. Y'all pandering ass dude. This is why, man. I'm telling you, this is why I love our community so much. Because I think the brothers that follow this pod in the top third of men, I think we're so ready to get rid of the rest of these goddamn sorry motherfuckers, bro. How you? And what part of this is the doctor, nigga? Him? That's the man. That's who's at fault.
Oh my gosh. So I had this idea. So I went to church Sunday. By the way, I got so scared because Pastor Nathan introduced me as somebody. He came out and I said, yo, what this man say? I'm a podcaster in church to introduce me to somebody. I'm going to fall through the floor. And then he paused. He said he's a photographer who talks. And so I was like, cool, thank God. So anyway, and
yeah, you can't introduce the pod at church.
Please do not. I mean, they should listen, but you know.
It's not a bad pod.
It's not
quality work that we do over here.
It is. So, but in that I was laughing because afterwards me and my mom was talking. We was talking about the internet, and I told my mom, I said, a lot of people, and I was telling her about Tim Ross and other people. A lot of y'all baddies who are now missionaries, newfound pastors of the Instagram. A lot of y'all gonna get to the front because I envision Judgment Day to be interesting. A lot of y'all gonna get to the front and God gonna pull up your YouTube page and he gonna show you all the times where you decided salvation is less important than this check that Meta is sending me.
Yeah.
And a lot of y'all are chasing that check versus doing what you were called to do. And so monetization is really getting a lot of y'all. It's going to send a lot of y'all to hell.
But this is why I am clear my bias, right? And this is also one of the reasons why I push for bros. It's because, like, dude, we get dunked on when we're not even in the game.
We not in the game.
It's like somebody moved the rim over there, bro, just to dunk on a bro, man. Like,
Mike,
how much of this is the responsibility of men?
First of all, you going in. Let's do this. And ladies, I'm on y'all side just so we can dunk on this nigga. We ain't got time to police your body. I ain't got time to decide what you want to go do. If I ain't paying for the surgery, I don't care, especially if you're not my woman, right? A lot of these ladies understand, when I go get my breast done, I have to go back. A lot of these people understand that, I have to wear a waist trainer if I'm going to get whatever. Look,
I think all cosmetic surgery is going to expire in like 10 years.
Exactly.
Like all of it. So
because in the 70s, they was not doing it and they was dying in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So we get that. But the fact that you go around criticizing women's bodies and telling them that they should get mentally evaluated before they go get a surgery that they may want or need, whatever the case may be, and then you turn around and say, "I wonder if men responsible for this."
You know what I think happened. I think he said what he wanted to say, right? Mm-hmm. And when he realized he was going too far, like the obvious target is just to be like,
black men.
Just throw it on black men. Just throw it on black men, man.
Bro.
And this is why I shoot my brother so much bail, man.
Hey.
And this is why I give y'all other dudes so much hell. Like, I don't care. And
I'm going to clip it and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. A lot of y'all going to get to Judgment Day and realize the monetization checks is the reason why you going to hell.
All right. We're not going to go to hell for our monetization checks, right?
Nah, I'm not selling my soul for clicks. You think about it. The chicks is out here, they cussing everybody out, they sleeping with everybody, they having kids with whoever they want to get with, and then they turn around and they wake up and say, you know what? I want to sell God to the internet, and I got to do it with booty shorts, my coochie in the camera, cleavage, and, I'm putting God first, everything in a bio. And then, my favorite part is...
We're going to talk about this after the body.
I be seeing it. And then my favorite part is, y'all never invite nobody to church.
Oh, that's a solid point.
Y'all ain't never reading no scriptures and explaining it to people.
That's a very astute point right there, my man.
You have a father, you who was a pastor, you went to school for religious studies. You know that a lot of people cannot read and understand the Bible.
The majority of people do not read the Quran or the Bible.
Exactly.
Like, I've read both. Like, the majority of people do not read them.
So with that, wouldn't the Instagram baddies be better at reading it and explaining it? These hoes can't read, but that's a whole nother subject. But I'm not even going to stop there with chasing clicks because it's not just the pastors and the baddies, right? Our sister is now missing in Houston. We are looking for Rhoda, whatever her name is.
Brick Lady is missing.
She needs to turn herself in. She went to Jamaica with y'all money.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, dude, it's one of the things that I've witnessed. So, like, when I was younger, I did like, oh, yeah, I'm glad this person is getting what's coming to them. But the older I get, the more I realize like how hurt bitter people are, right? Like, not to get on some sentimental sad shit here.
Come on, man, set us out.
But like when I looked at the clip, man, I listened to her, like her voice and how she talked. You could tell she was kind of always like the person that didn't have a personality, so they had to do something that people could pay attention to them, and she just never stopped, which is why she makes up the kind of stories she makes up.
Gotta chase that check, dog.
Yeah, and it's like, like the scamming is easy. You know what I'm saying? Like she's pulled it off. But, and this is another reason why I don't really like pick fights on the next. You never know who you're gonna pick a fight with. She picked a fight with the right one. And Daphne done cleaned her up, man. But Rhoda, leave black man name out your mouth is all I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's where I'm at.
And
names like the principal. Principal said, "Who's a sorry ass?" He called him out by name.
I look at her and, I had a black woman who was a therapist reach out to me and say, "Hey, you should pray for her," versus clowning her on the internet.
Well, I mean, she's right, but to be fair, she's only
right.
saying that because it is a woman who looks black,
who is dunking on black men.
Yeah,
and I told her that.
Yeah.
I said this would have been cool if she wasn't always slandering black men.
Yeah.
The fact that this woman went to Jamaica and said, black women, we deserve to be free to travel the world because we give life like we don't carry the baby before y'all, but that's a whole nother. That's a joke. That is a joke. I tell my wife that all the time. She want to punch me every time.
Well, I mean, but this is the part of us not being able to communicate. Women do, bring life to the world, right?
Yeah.
But it's men who introduce children to the world. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you do bring life and you do have to nurture them and you get them to a point. But most people that actually become complete adults is because their dad let them know that, like, hey, this is danger. This is what you should do. I'm going to need you to give this a try, whether you fail or not. Dads introduce children to the world. Mm-hmm. And when you're a child, that's not fun, right? Like, you be like, man, I don't enjoy this. But how many of us, when we become adults, right? Somewhere in between the ages of 23 to 43, we be like, man, I'm so glad
that my dad told me
this. So my dad was there, right?
Facts.
Or you start sounding just like him, to your kids. So yes, women do bring life to the world, man, but men introduce the world to their kids.
And I don't know if you saw, but it was probably a few weeks back. This black couple, they did a prank online and they gifted their overweight daughter.
I did see that.
Slim T.
Yeah,
right?
I did see that.
So it's funny, the internet was laughing. Well, up until like 2 days ago, CPS went in and took them kids.
And so here's the thing, though. I found out that the guy that's in the video is not even the kid's biological dad.
It's just the mom's boyfriend.
Just the mom's boyfriend, man. And again, this goes back to the conversation of
clicks, clout.
Clicks and clout. And as men, making sure that we are having kids with our wives.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because that little girl's experiencing that because her dad is not the husband to her mom.
No, bro. They got old videos. Apparently, CPS didn't come in for that tea. Apparently, that was just like the last straw. People was like, yo, they psychologically are abusing the kids. Yeah. Bro, he has a video where he tells all the kids their mom died. And he records them for a minute.
What the hell?
They walking around the house.
The boyfriend?
Yeah. They walk around the house crying. They're asking him, they're crying, begging him, like, please stop recording us. And he was like, yo, your mom is dead. It's just going to be us. And they're crying. And then the mom pops out laughing. And then it's like, they have plenty of videos. Oh my
goodness. Hey, guys, protect your AllSpark, man. Protect your
I'm going to send you the video. Matter of fact, go on Daphne page. She been lighting them up.
Oh my God.
She had her hand in that too. But like, I remember, like, it's just crazy what people are. This is why I said, yo, I wonder if these checks is ruining our community because people are no longer being who they are, who they want to be. And I don't never want to get labeled as just picking on her. But, I kind of felt for Melissa Ford when she was on Joe Budden and she was having this conversation and she said the number one thing that makes her mad is when people label her as unaccountable, right?
Yeah.
And I could understand that. And I was me and my wife was laughing and I told my wife, I said, you know why this is funny? Because when you act like somebody you're not on the internet gets to say this is who you are.
This is who you are.
So, and this is why I don't believe in, if me and Mike have this conversation all the time. If we say something, it's because we believe it.
Yeah.
We don't mind being corrected. We don't mind being wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I'm never going to get on here and say some shit just because I don't believe it. And also, we let y'all know after we say some dumb shit that, that was a joke.
Yes.
Like, you got to. And I look at this and I'm like, y'all are chasing checks. This shit is actually sad, man. It's getting real sad.
Yeah, I mean, again, man, protect the AllSpark. Like, this is why you don't want to have kids out of wedlock, man. Yeah. But obviously those kids, more than likely, there's more than one baby daddy. And evidently I guarantee you those guys got more than one baby mama. So that's the part of the community that, what do we do? What do we do with that part of the community? What do we do? You
want to distance yourself from them. I am starting to get tired of educating you niggas with no daddy in your life.
Hey man, Frederick Douglass said it is easier to rebuild with children than to repair broken men.
Damn. That's what Thanos thought too.
Yeah, that's probably where he got the idea from. Thanos is probably Frederick Douglass. That's probably the whole idea.
All right, this is the part of the podcast where the pussy dries up. Y'all really don't. Yo, never mind. I can't even say Mimi name now after that comment. Well, I just said it. Shout out to her because she hit me up and was like, yo, so you ain't invite nobody out when you go to the Ravens like things. I went to the Ravens den off of Noda. It was packed in there. Look, the semifinals is set, man. We got y'all versus Green Bay. You finally, and I know you were scared. You had to be. I went to bed because I just knew y'all was going to lose.
I was talking to my brother the other day. I was like, that's the maddest I've ever been after a victory. That was damn near a choke job by Kyle Shanahan. The only thing that saved it was the players. I think the players actually was just like, we got to take this game from the coaches.
Look,
we got to take this. The coaches don't know what the fuck they doing.
I was so ready to clip up. Yo, I'm sending Jonathan Owens back to his girl. Simone, I'm sending your man to you. I was ready to clip that and ask you what I'm about to ask you now. But anyway, we got y'all versus Detroit. Yep. How you think that's gonna go?
Man, we have not really looked great, so I'm not gonna talk shit.
I'm rooting for Detroit.
I'm not gonna talk
but
shit.
I want them. I feel like you'll be a better podcaster if y'all win.
The AFC has the stronger teams though, so even no matter who comes out of the NFC, it's gonna be an uphill battle.
Facts. And do we get to say we're having a black AFC championship?
How?
Well, excuse me.
Yo, Lamar and Patty. I was thinking about Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, 75% black. That's qualifies as black.
I do think it was disrespectful for one of y'all who said, yo, it's not a black AFC championship. It is a 3/5 and a black man playing. That's jacked up. I really hope Lamar pulls this off. Kansas City has just been looking good. We are if Kansas City gets to the Super Bowl and somehow wins, y'all really gonna have to start looking at Patrick Mahomes like really, really different.
I mean, like, dude, he's already a really, really good player. So.
Yeah, but we talking about all time.
I mean, all time. Me and Barack had this argument all the time. All time means a long time, right? You got to get there. So, but right now his trajectory is great. But I mean, so was Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. first 3-4 years in the league. Shit, maybe 5 years in the league.
It wasn't 5.
Yeah, it was like 4.
Odell gave y'all one good catch and then we threw him in the superstardom.
No, like he had his first 3 years. I think the dude was like, all his numbers were behind like Jerry Rice and Randy Moss.
We talking about a guy who in 7 years going to win like possibly 3 Super Bowls. That's what we talking.
But again though, you got to look at the rest of your career, right?
Oh, facts.
He got another 8 years ahead of him.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We getting into
like
this dangerous.
He could turn into fucking Rich Gannon.
He could.
You know, so it's like, yo, you got to get there, right?
Yeah.
A lot of this is, Andy Reid. Like Andy Reid took an option quarterback in Donovan McNabb. Mm-hmm. We didn't even know what Michael Vick was, right? Mm-hmm. Made him look like a great quarterback. Alex Smith was washed. He had Alex Smith throwing for 4,000 yards. Yeah. Now he got Patrick Mahomes, who actually has talent, probably the most talent. Well, Mike Vick's probably the most talented player, but he was old. But so
okay, I don't know.
I know we want to get Patrick Mahomes there, right? But Andy Reid is showing himself to be a quarterback guru, right? So if
Andy Reid first ring came with who?
It came with Patrick.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they need each other, right? It's Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan. It's Kobe Bryant, Phil Jackson.
You got to be on that court. I mean, you got to put in the work. I love the coaches, man, but we talking about.
Yeah, you got to put in the work, but it's like, hey, look at Andy Reid's track record, right?
Of
look
not
at
winning.
look at the court. What would Donovan McNabb been, without Andy Reid? What was Michael Vick without Andy Reid?
No Super Bowls.
I mean, they got there though. They got to championship games, and they got to, the championship is the cherry on top. It's not the Sunday. Like the season and the playoffs, that's the Sunday, right? The Super Bowl is the cherry on top. Like, yeah, we won.
Mike does this because he's a Jerry West fan. He don't like when y'all throw in Jerry West fake stats. He don't win enough.
Jerry West, third best all time. What else we got, man? What else we got?
I told y'all how this was gonna end. I gave y'all the play-by-play.
Like, who was that?
I told y'all Josh Giddey was going to be A-OK.
Well, yeah.
Now he couldn't go to Chet's high school retirement party, and as you shouldn't be allowed, can't be around minors, bruh. Not now, because them
not
minors,
anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But I knew how this was gonna go down. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either. But I mean, part of the reason is, again, we as a community will gang up on ourselves. The other community does not, even if you're not from their community and you look similar to them. Right?
Okay.
So what Josh nothing about this surprised me, right? But here's the thing, right? Even the people that would have jumped on it didn't jump on it, right? The Jamel Hills and all the usual suspects. So, I mean, is this a failure of media? Because we can say that, but I assure you, if that was not Josh Giddey, if that was Brandon Miller, this shit would be on fucking ESPN every goddamn day.
Yeah.
Right? They would have made it an issue, right?
Yeah.
Just they did not make an issue. And it just and again, it's one of those things where it's like, yo, we do have to understand that, like, not only is the media unfair, but a lot of times we're unfair to our fucking selves. The whole Josh Giddey thing, the only thing I've ever wanted to point out on that situation was they did exactly what they did to Dana White. They treated that shit like it never happened. Didn't happen. So
we gotta innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, they got what do they call it? Due process. So, and we don't get due process, and I don't think it's unfair to use Dana White and Josh Giddey as examples of like, hey, can we extend that grace also to black men? Right? Can we extend due process? Or ignoring the shit. I mean, like, evidently, you just ignore the shit, it just goes away. But can we at least extend due process, right? Innocent until proven guilty.
Well, y'all did that with Karl Malone.
That might be the most problematic example that you could bring up. I mean, a dude from Louisiana that wears cowboy hats that lived in Utah that I'm not sure like black people.
Well, I mean, he got a 14-year-old pregnant.
I'm not
and the NBA clinked that up.
I'm not a Karl Malone.
Nobody is.
Yeah, I always think his kid. Well, obviously his kids is because the way he treats his kids.
Facts. Yeah, I get that. I looked at it and was saying, I just knew how that was gonna happen. And you know, I do want, especially people on TikTok, Instagram, especially when they hear us talk about these situations. It's kind of like, we know the media brings shit up, but they don't press the issue.
They don't. Well, not only do they not press it, but you know, the normal megaphones don't press it.
Facts.
So it's like, yo,
that's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
So, hey, Josh Giddey is going through a situation, blah blah blah. Yeah. There's an investigation. Cool. Next.
Exactly.
You know?
So when we see that, I don't think it's unfair to point out that, like, hey, you know, this grace that y'all giving, you know, non-blacks, can we extend this grace to black men? Only thing black men are saying is like, yo, can you stop picking on us, right? We're not the whipping boy.
Facts.
If we fuck up, that's on me, right? But don't pile on me and then don't pile on the other motherfucker that do shit that's worse than my shit.
Facts. I'm here to say, Richard Sherman, you gotta go. I'm never gonna advocate for a black man to lose his job. You have another job. So I feel comfortable in saying,
what's your right with Richard Sherman?
Every week he gets on Undisputed. I don't watch Undisputed like I used to. I am very much a Skip track record on picking the right black person to be on the show with him. He's currently 2 out of 3 because this current set is trash. It's done. It's cooked. Let's go ahead and let's send everybody back home. But my issue with Richard Sherman is every week Richard Sherman seeks out to go viral by trying to put Skip in his place. And I think sometimes when you do that, you ruin the viewer experience. Skip has always, since First Take, Skip has been very adamant on, I don't believe kickers should be involved in football. They're nothing but soccer players who lose too many games.
Which is a hot take, right?
But he's been like that for the last 20 years. So I'm respecting it. I don't agree with it. It is what it is.
Part of the game.
Yeah, and plus,
I wish FanDuel would bring it back. I like it. I liked it.
Like Keyshawn and Richard Sherman said, yo, you talking about something that's been in the game for 100 years. Nobody's finna, because you're upset, but you know, every chance he get, Skip, you know you never played. Skip, you know you never did this. And it's like, bro, like, all right, you keep doing that. And it's just like, dude. And he keeps saying stuff. And even this last week, Skip was like, hey, what's up? Like, and the last 2 weeks, you know, and most people don't know. I mean, if you're really into sports, you remember when him and Skip got into it on First Take. And that's the reason why he never spoke to Skip. And that was supposed to be that big draw. Is like, hey, you know, we got over that. Now we're co-workers.
So I think Skip misread the room because Richard Sherman has never been like the dude who, like, black men will be like, oh, let me tune in for Richard Sherman, right? On any show.
Facts.
So, you know,
facts.
So to your previous point, right? Skip, say what you want, but he made Stephen A. Say what you want, but he made Shannon.
Facts.
Right? So there is this ideal of, like, shit, we need to find a Skip to put us on, right? But there has to be a difference that's given to a man that's putting you on. And when you come off as cocky and arrogant, it's going to produce a terrible product or a terrible show. Yeah. But, I mean, that's always been Richard Sherman. I'm a 49er fan, so I had way more exposure to Richard Sherman than I care to ever have, right? And I did, as a player, I always felt that he positioned himself like, yo, I'm an all-time great when he was just on an all-time great team. But the way that he would speak to individuals, the way that he would speak to players on the 49ers is what I'm remembering. Like that player is still, that's who he is now on the show. Yeah. Like that guy that's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna say I'm better than you, right? Like how many times have Richard Sherman told us that he went to Stanford?
Oh, all the time.
All the time,
he
right?
That. He loves that.
So it's like, we don't hear Marshawn telling us he went to Cal, right? We don't have Deshaun telling us he went to Cal, right? But Richard Sherman, like, how many Southern Cal players are in the league, right? But Richard Sherman's gonna always let you know he went to Stanford. That's his personality. Right or wrong, he do need to understand that at the end of the day, Skip set two guys up on a crazy trajectory.
And he wanted everybody to pray for you when you was outside your father-in-law's house. I'm going to say that.
I'm going to bring it up.
Well, I'm bringing it up. Yeah. It's like that man, he had the #1 show at the time.
Yeah.
And you know what he said? I hope he gets help. I hope he needs prayer. I don't really want to, him and Shannon was like, hey, we really don't want, this is troubling to see, but we hope he gets the help. And he turns around 6 months later and offers you a job. Now, with that also being said, I would say this, Skip, my advice to you, Jalen Rose said he is being paid by somebody to sit at home and not go on sports TV. You need to figure out how much money that is, bro, and you need to double it right now because basketball season when football in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we not trying to hear Keyshawn, Richard Sherman, and Michael Irvin discuss LeBron James for the next 6 months. I'm tell you that right now. Yeah. Y'all show about to tank. The Miami Heat should Udonis Haslem got his jersey retired.
I love it.
Me too.
I love it. Career player, 20 years there. For all intents and purposes, he's a locker room guy. They call the guy Cap. If you follow basketball, that's kind of what they used to call Kareem back in the day for being a locker room influence. And teams can retire whoever jersey they want, man.
Facts.
Paul Pierce got to be the saltiest, great player I've ever seen in my life.
I don't like him.
I have no idea, man. Like, I don't know. Like, was his dad in his home? No, I always ask that question.
He got the weird
this dude is salty about everybody and everything, man.
Everything. He gonna die miserable, bro. Like, it's kind of sad to like watch it here. It's like he's like, yo, you rode the coattails. It's like, yo, clearly, look, Udonis Haslem was over there telling other people like, yo, you're not gonna talk to Eric Spoelstra like this. You're not gonna act like this is how we behave. This is how the culture is down here. All the players love him. He ain't afraid of nobody. When it's time to get in there and act a fool, he's down for it.
Yeah.
So I like that they retired his jersey, and it's just like, dude, what? Why do you care what the Miami Heat doing?
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
You need to figure out why they bust your ass when your jersey got retired. Like, come on now. Let's play this last clip before we dip up out of here, man. Hold on. Will you text it to me? Here we go. Hold on. Shout out to Kountry Wayne, man.
The child and just put the system. Yeah. Got taken away.
Yeah, and I had to go to the system and get her. While I was going viral on videos. So I stayed in that country town, and I was super hot online, but I didn't even want no Hollywood deals or anything, because I'm like, man, bro, my life got to be in order before I go. I can't go get no deal and be on TV knowing I'm fighting for my daughter in court. So I was just disconnected I was popular to the people, but nobody knew I was going to court every court date, and I had to go see her every day to try to get her out of this orphanage. And that was a process. Foster care. Yeah, foster care. Yeah, and that was a process within itself. But she appreciated that to this day though. She always bring it up. Daddy, you remember when? Cause I went and did.
She saw you fought for her, Wayne.
Yeah, I fought for her, and even the court was clapping when I won, because most people in that situation depend on a woman in their life. I was like, well, I gotta get my sister. But my mama being gone, I had to pick up a lot of responsibility. In that end, because a lot of things that I had to do in life, my mama would have had to organize.
Right.
But me growing up without a mother, I was like, man, I'm going to get my child myself, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's an amazing interview with Kountry Wayne, and I'm glad he fought for his daughter. But I think we got to stay on this with the young guys, man. Like, try not to create these situations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go to court and fight for your daughter, and your kids don't have to end up in foster care. Like, just protect the Allspark until you're married, and then have babies with women that you are married to.
Because this dude got 10 of them. And
he got a ton of baby mamas. He's kicking out a lot of money, and he could afford it, you know, at this current time. And I hope he always able to afford it. But I think it's something to be said for, like, let's try to do it the other way, right? Mm-hmm. For the last 50 years in our community, we've been doing it one way. Mm-hmm. Let's next 50 years, let's try it the other way. Let's try to make sure we're having children with women that we love, so our young, you know, boys and girls don't have to go through foster care. You know, I mean, hell, just a random pod, and we've talked about two sets. One kid grabbed from foster care by a father, mm-hmm. and another set of kids being sent to foster care because their father's not in the home. Like, let's look at that lesson and say, okay, well, how do we prevent that instead of, well, let's hope things get better.
Yeah, facts. Look, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, for running through, liking, subscribing, sending this to your ex, sending this to your next chick, to make sure. You should use this podcast as a buffer to see if she's worth it.
It's a good idea.
Look, man,
I'll be prepared for some rejection, bro, because this is not everybody's cup of tea over here.
Facts, man. But we do want to look. We got some merch coming out. Mike made me go out. Shout out to the fellas at the cigar night, man. Mike made me show up. And for the rest of the night, they kept talking about how I don't never show up, man.
Yeah. We had to give Gav a hard time, man. And to the rest of y'all brothers in Charlotte, man, hey, hit us up. We need to click up around here, see what's going on, man.
Yeah.
Y'all are a cool group of guys, man. The guys that I have met from the pod, man. Y'all some dope bros, man. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all are doing some big things around here. So big ups to y'all for coming in and making us a part of y'all day.
Absolutely, man. With that, we're gonna holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.